I'm honored and privileged to address this summit and celebrate the partnership between the Japanese Climate Initiative and America's Pledge. I would also like to thank Japan Renewable Energy Institute for their work in helping to support this event. Michael Bloomberg and I would both like to express our appreciation as well to the cities, businesses, and civic organizations that have joined together to create the Japan Climate Initiative. Its creation is particularly important this week. I would also like to thank those who've made it possible for Mike Bloomberg's and my book, Climate of Hope, to appear in Japanese. I'm particularly grateful to our distinguished translator, Hiroko Kuniya-san. She has done a remarkable job of helping our ideas reach the Japanese public in their own language. And finally, I am pleased to be able to present some comments and welcoming remarks from Michael Bloomberg, co-chair of America's Pledge, co-author of Climate of Hope, and well-known as the head of Bloomberg LP and the former mayor of New York. A message from Michael Bloomberg.
We wrote this book to inspire people to act, and to act in their own communities. Instead of focusing on national governments, it focuses on cities, businesses, and citizens. Instead of pessimism, it offers practical ways to make progress now. Instead of concentrating on far-off risks, it concentrates on the immediate benefits of action now. People tend to think about climate change as a single problem, but it's really a series of smaller problems that we must take on individually. Each problem has a solution. And better still, each solution can make our societies healthier and our economies stronger. Japan has embraced that commitment to climate action. By embracing innovations in energy and technology, Japan has become one of the most energy-efficient countries in the world. Japanese cities are taking action at the local level through international networks like the Global Covenant of Mayors. And more than 100 companies, local government agencies, and nonprofits have launched the Japan Climate Initiative, a bottom-up effort to drive climate action across Japan. If we continue to take these types of actions, I'm optimistic about our future. I hope you'll enjoy the book, and thanks again for coming.
This week, 1,100 kilometers to the west in Incheon, Korea, the world's climate scientists delivered an urgent message. We must decarbonize our economy fast, far faster than we are doing, faster than the world's nations pledged in Paris, and faster than any previous energy transformation. Such speed must come from societies, not just governments, from cities and villages, not just ministries, from business and banks, not just politicians. It must well up from the bottom, as well as being clearly defined from the top. Decarbonization requires change, mostly little, some big, in everything. How we light our offices, grow our food, visit our friends, cool our refrigerators, power our televisions, and even entertain our children. We are entering a new world. Helping create a broad movement for social decarbonization is the mission of the Japan Climate Initiative. Just as in the United States, it is the mission of America's Pledge, the sister organization to JCI, which Mike Bloomberg and Jerry Brown created, and of which I serve as the vice chair. I am astonished to report that 5 of Japan's top 10 firms, its Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Consumer Cooperative Union, and 24 local governments representing 30% of Japan's population have joined the Japan Climate Initiative in only a few months. I believe this is the fastest mobilization on behalf of the climate in history, and speed is what we need. I applaud the Japanese Climate Initiative. At this moment, the world needs Japan's leadership. We must remember Japan's historic role on climate. Japan has led, Japan has innovated, Japan created unity, Japan drew on its traditions, but it always looked forward. Japan led. It pioneered the decarbonization of a modern economy in the 1970s. It hosted and convened the Kyoto Conference that created the first global climate agreement. Japan innovated. It broke new ground during the oil crisis, and again after the tragedy of Fukushima. Indeed, Japan gave the world the concept of Kaizen, gradual, continual innovation, which lies at the stunning progress we have made in lowering the cost of low-carbon technologies. Indeed, the road to a low-carbon future should be labeled Made in Japan. Look at the technologies that we need to use: lithium-ion batteries, LED lights, innovative solar panels, the hybrid and fuel cell automobiles, all have been forged in Japanese workshops. Japan forged unity. It understood that speed requires harmony and community. The world envies Japan's ability to create consensus. And at this moment, we need that very badly. Many people on this trip have asked me, what's happening in your country? I am afraid that, as so often in a crisis, my government has frozen up and is firmly looking backwards. Sadly, the US government has done that before on climate. We had solar panels on our White House rooftop in the 1980s. We took them down, and we left the task of taking wind and solar forward to other countries like Japan. After helping forge the Kyoto Protocol, the United States refused to ratify it. And now, only a few years after we joined the world at Paris, my government has turned its back on science and is facing the past. Fortunately, while the US government is abandoning its Paris commitments, American society has refused to go backwards. We have prepared a report showing that the United States has already accomplished half of its Paris Pledge. Cities, states, and companies have adopted policies that will take us 2/3 of the way there, and they have made plans to take us the rest of the way to the full redemption of our Paris Pledge. Our administration may be looking backward. America is looking forward. But we need a partnership with Japan. Both our countries are suffering extreme weather. The U.S. unprecedented rainfall and never before experienced wildfires. Japan, new flooding, damaging droughts, dangerous heat waves. To avoid even more such damaging effects, the climate scientists have told us that we must first and foremost phase out our use of coal. Here, the United States is leading. A powerful campaign funded by Mike Bloomberg and led by the organization I used to run, the Sierra Club, has already retired more than half of America's coal-fired power fleet. At our present rates, we will be completely free of coal in the United States by 2035. And this major success story has brought down the price of electricity by 25%. Countries like India, Morocco, Chile, and Mexico are also benefiting from the cheapest electricity the world has ever known, electricity flowing from wind turbines and solar panels. But this cheap power only comes to countries that invest heavily in renewables and create competitive markets. The two biggest markets of the 21st century, India and China, have both solidly committed their futures to moving beyond fossil fuels. The grids of the future in Beijing and Delhi will not be powered by coal, and their streets will not be polluted by internal combustion engines. The cars and trucks of the future will be electrified. And these trends are what gives us hope that we can indeed meet the task the climate scientists have set. Rapid decarbonization will strengthen our economy faster. Rapid transformation. What can Japan offer the world on that topic? Japan is no stranger to successful, seemingly impossible transformations. Consider what happened in the Meiji era. Consider the recovery after World War II. Japan accomplished the seemingly impossible. The world needs its leadership to do so again. We need Japan's unique strength to lead, to innovate, to unite, and to draw upon tradition. Using these skills, Japan can help the world overcome the climate crisis in time. Just in time, I fear, to borrow another Japanese concept. It is the mission of the Japan Climate Alliance, and it is the purpose of this summit to support Japanese society in confronting and helping to overcome the world's greatest global challenge, climate. We wish you luck in your endeavors. We need your help. Thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu.